What's that, Commissioner? A low-budget British film is being ignored? Quick, Script Gremlin, to the sofa! I mean the review-mobile. So, let's see what we're dealing with here. It's from Sean Pegg and Nick Frost, the brains behind the legendary Cornetto trilogy.
Excellent.
Even if the director has only directed one other film, the virtually unwatchable A Fantastic Fear of Everything, which also starred a certain Mr. Pegg. It's a low-budget siege movie in which a group of school children hold of subterranean monsters, which is also taking aim at the elite British school system. Also brilliant. There's a lot to take aim at there. By the way, did you know that 38 current world leaders went through the British education system at some point? Schools, colleges, universities. I mean, there's a lot here to send up. Throw in a nice anti-fracking message, and it's not a bad little idea. The cast is awesome as well. You've not only got Messrs. Pegg and Frost, but Michael Sheen, Asa Butterfield, and someone off Peaky Blinders. I'll start watching it next week, I swear. It's also got a cameo from Margot Robbie, of all people. I think she had an afternoon free. All it has to do to ensure my internal defence and drum beating is to be a good, nay, great movie. And, it isn't. It really isn't. Now, for those of you hoping that this was some new Cornetto film, I'd pop them back in the freezer immediately because there's nothing here to celebrate. Where to start? Alright, positives first. Always positives first. There are some good moments. I enjoyed the look of the monster and was overjoyed to discover that they were practical instead of CGI. I love that Sheen, Frost and Tom Rhys-Harris, doing an amazing impression of Marlon Brando from Apocalypse Now of all things, all seem to be in a competition to see who can chew the most scenery, and whilst it's close, I think that Sheen, wandering around like a giant bat, has it by a whisker. Also, hats off to Asa Butterfield, who seems to be under the delusion that he's in a proper movie as opposed to a bit of schlock, and as such wipes the floor with everyone by giving an amazing, subtle performance. I enjoyed what little observation of boarding school life there was, as well as the institutionalised bullying at such establishments, as well as the nods to other, better films. It's got a cute little dog as well, naturally called Mr. Chips. On the flip side though, this film has a hell of a lot of flaws. A film like this should be roughly 90 minutes, here it's 103, and believe me, there's not 13 minutes of irreplaceable wonder here. I could easily have cut about 20 minutes from the first hour without breaking a sweat, or sacrificing anything at all. Hell, just cut out all the random flashbacks and you'll save 10 minutes. This is a low-budget horror movie, people, not an episode of Sherlock. And speaking of BBC shows, there's more than a touch of Doctor Who about the whole thing. The monsters don't seem terribly mobile and tend to kill people via first-person vision whilst they scream and make no attempt to escape, and towards the end, were you to take out the terrible, awful fake blood, you could have put this on at Saturday tea time. I mean, seriously, I've been in student productions with better fake blood. That stuff just looks like there was some Burke wandering around set randomly covering everyone in watered-down Ribena. I knew what all the characters were going to do within about 30 seconds of meeting them, and to be honest, was getting a little testy whilst I was waiting for the monsters to turn up and start devouring the cast before they'd finished devouring the set. Well, before the three amigos finished devouring the set, the rest were so bland that I was worried they'd be devoured by their castmates before the monsters could get anywhere near them. What little school satire there is falls flat, the fracking guys appear to have wandered out of an episode of Captain Planet, and then you get to the thing that I found most upsetting. Look, I get that 15-year-old me probably wouldn't object to the fact that a female actor / central love object for the lead lump of wood was the only one who was stripped down to her underwear and kept there for the back half of the film, as well as being ogled by said lump of wood at several points, which on one occasion almost got the main characters killed, but the slightly older and mildly wiser me just found it slightly uncomfortable and seriously behind the times. The climax seems to come not out of an organic sense that this is it, but instead a realisation that the film was heading towards the 2-hour mark, which would have been completely unacceptable for a film of this type, so it just ends. It has hints and threads of a much cooler movie spread throughout, a possibly immortal dog that makes other people immortal, the inevitable multiple houses with built-in rivalry that doesn't go anywhere, are just 3 examples of so many squandered opportunities. Myself, I would have made this a TV series of a normal person trying to survive in this world and work out all its mysteries whilst dealing with a monster of the week. It would be awesome, and I could see it doing really well on Channel 4. As a film? Cut the runtime, bring the monsters out quicker, put the lead actress in some clothes, and buy some decent fake blood. As is, I definitely think that you should skip it, but what did you guys think, and what is your favourite horror film set in a school? Comment below, let me know. I'm Daniel, this has been a Dunking. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe.